A giant upset of the New England Patriots, New York versus Boston. Eli defeats his older brother's nemesis in Super Bowl 42 the year after Peyton Manning wins the scripted Super Bowl over at Miami. The giant upset that occurred in Super Bowl 42 was completely predetermined before the season even started. In the year of Super Bowl 42, in the Kabbalah practice of coding letters and words into numbers, is what happened to the Patriots. They won 18 straight games, then they lost the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 42 was over at the Cardinals Stadium, University of Phoenix Stadium, over at Glendale, Arizona, on the 34th day of the year in the year 2008, in the season that began in 2007. Michael Strahan won a Super Bowl before he retired. 8 years later, after the Super Bowl in 2000 to the Baltimore Ravens, at the stadium of the Cardinals, Michael Strahan won in upset fashion. It is Cardinals. It is Strahan. It is upset that equal 81. Notice how upset equals 18 in gematria. Notice Eli Manning's initials add up to 18. Just notice how scripted it was that the Giants and the Patriots played in the final week of the season. The Patriots finished the year 16-0. They won that game 38-35, and then they faced off in the Super Bowl. This was completely rigged and predetermined. 73 points were scored in this game. It was David Tyree that was the main hero outside of Eli Manning. It is Tyree that has the gematria of 73. This is partially why the last game of that season was scripted for everyone to watch on Saturday back in 2007. The Super Bowl was hosted at Glendale. It's Michael that equals 33 when we talk about Michael Strahan. Notice how the Roman numerals for 42 equal 54 and 27. It's Elijah that equals 54 and 27. The 2007 season is a 27 year. That's why the Giants won that year. That's why Eli Manning won in the year 2007. The script, which was the giant upset, right? The giant upset of the Patriots. It was the New York Giants that upset the Patriots. It was New England that was chasing perfection. It's the giant upset. It's perfection that equals 57 to 111. It's New York that equals 111. New York denied New England perfection. I want you to notice that it is New York that equals 39 in Pythagorean gematria. It was New York that knocked off the New England Patriots over at Arizona. It's Arizona that has gematria of 39. This is how you know the Super Bowl was scripted for New York to deny the Patriots perfection over at University of Phoenix Stadium. Once again, Eli Manning's initials add up to 18. The number 10 is very occultic in a big way. When we talk about J, when we talk about justice, J is the 10th letter. It is Eli Manning that wears the number 10. The Giants won 10 games during the regular season, a 10-6 record. You think about Eli, L-I, God. It's Eli that has gematria of 26 and 17. It's God that equals 26 and 17. The ball at the Giants' own 17-yard line. The game-winning drive in the fourth quarter. Yes, it was. They got the ball at their own 17-yard line. They drove down 83 yards down the field. In gematria, it is also football that equals 83. That's how the drive was scripted. I mean, one of the biggest games ever in football history. It was completely scripted. I want you to notice something with Eli Manning. Eli Manning was born on January the 3rd. The guy who caught the helmet catch, David Tyree, the helmet catch, he was born on the same day that Eli Manning was born, January the 3rd. That's not a coincidence. 1-3 is 13. The third day of the first month forms a 31. There was 31 points total scored in the game. You know what was also scripted was they knew the Giants were going to win. Burress defended his bold prediction. He was like, hey, the Giants are going to win the game. Now, why would he say such a thing? If he was so sure that... Why would he say such a thing if he didn't know what the outcome was going to be for sure? Notice how Eli equals 17. Notice how he said it would be 23-17. The Giants scored 17 points that game. I mean, this is a very biblical, occultic David versus Goliath. David Tyree makes the helmet catch. That's how it was completely scripted. The play went for 32 yards. It wouldn't have surprised me if they tried to get that play to go for 31 yards. Again, this is very occultic stuff. It is the Patriots that had 18 wins over at the city of Glendale, Arizona. It's Super Bowl 42. It's Tom Coughlin that equals under 37. It's 18-1. Elijah Manning, the New Orleans native, the script of that Super Bowl. Notice how 18-1's Pythagorean gematria lines up with the gematria of Manning equaling 72. When we talk about David Tyree, when we talk about his number, he wore number 85 with the Giants. 85. You see that there? That's an 85. Undefeated equals 85. Until David Tyree came along. It's the Giants. It's undefeated. It's David that equals 40. Will Fork had scripted the play when he let go of Eli Manning so he could escape. Like, he was never supposed to sack the quarterback there. We're talking about defensive lineman Vince Wilfork. It's champions. It's Coughlin. It's helmet catch that equal 98 and 44. It's the helmet catch in the Super Bowl that occurred. Very interesting. David Tyree, mainstream, dishonest. David versus Goliath. David Tyree. It was Rodney Harrison who was breathing down his neck. It's Rodney that equals 81 and 36. It's Cardinals as gematria of 81 and 36. It's upset that equals 81 and 18. I mean, it just shows you how scripted the game really is. Rodney Harrison. Rodney Harrison and Arizona both equal 84. The gematria of Goliath. It's Goliath that equals 72 and 36. Manning slay the beast in this Super Bowl. New England, Bill Belichick. We had the news of the Patriots taping opponents before the Super Bowl. It's Spygate that has gematria of 93 and 30. I had more 30 gematria references in this Super Bowl. I think Spygate equals 30, but I think it's Super Bowl 42 in Roman numerals equals 30. And guess what? That's a Super Bowl that was hosted by the Arizona Cardinals over at University of Phoenix Stadium. Arizona Cardinals has gematria of 75. They're old rivals in the NFC East. This is a rigged, scripted David versus Goliath. Now, it's Super Bowl 42. It's the book of Revelation that all the Patriots are going to be undefeated, but it's Eli Manning that shocks the world. David Tyree, number 85, caught that ball. He caught that ball there. There were 31 points scored in the game because of the Giants' pass rush. You think about Eli Manning. You think about all these God tributes. You know, the ball starting at the 17-yard line. Number 10 in the 10 Commandments. Eli Manning, number 10. Number 10, represented by the J. Justice, January. I mean, look at this. Upset equals 81. Eli Manning was born in the year 1981. I tell you, this is pretty interesting stuff here. I think he was 27 years old when he won that Super Bowl. He was 27 years old. It's the same gematria of Elijah. He was 26 years old before that season started. This David Goliath Super Bowl was really biblical in a really big way. His career passer rating was 84. It's Arizona that's 84. Very funny how this is the case. You know, he won the Super Bowl over at University of Phoenix Stadium. Kurt Warner started for the Giants that year, and then he went and he quarterbacked the Cardinals, and in the very next year, Kurt Warner makes a Super Bowl run. They knew all this stuff was happening long in advance. How about Plaxico Burress and his huge prediction that the Giants were going to end up winning the Super Bowl? Plaxico Burress. And mind you, Plaxico Burress caught the game-winning touchdown. It's Burress that equals 30. It's Super Bowl 42 that equals 30. Plaxico Burress catches the game-winning touchdown. And Plaxico is just 80 and 35, but I had to see what that was all about there. Eli Manning, born on January the 3rd, 1-3. Plaxico Burress scores a winning touchdown on a 13-yard reception. 13 is a number associated with luck. But look at how the Zionists fixed this game. That the lucky number of the Hebrews, Chi, is 18. The letters of Chi add up to 18. For this reason, 18 is a spiritual number in Judaism, as many Jews give gifts of money and multiples of 18 as a result. Eli Manning, younger brother of Peyton, he never beat the Patriots, but his younger brother did. The Patriots had 18 wins before came along Eli Manning, winning on the road for the New York Giants over at Lambeau in the cold against the 13-1 Dallas Cowboys. Eli, born on January the 3rd. When you do gematria, you know that it wasn't the Cowboys that were going to make it to the Super Bowl that year over at Super Bowl 30. Eli Manning begins the Super Bowl run against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and it's Daniel Jones that replaces him this year. The general manager of the Giants, it was Jerry Reese. He was like, with or without Strahan, we're winning the Super Bowl this year. Michael Strahan got hurt during the start of the year. Now, why would he say such a thing if he didn't know what was going to happen? We're going to win the Super Bowl with or without Michael Strahan. The fix was in at the start of the year. I can't pull it up on Google. I keep on trying to get that, but I can't seem to find that. About Spygate scandal. You know, the taping of the Rams. The Rams. And funny how they talked about this before the Super Bowl over at Arizona. One of the all-time classics in NFL history. The number 13 and 18. Highly connotated with this result. It was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers who Eli Manning began the Super Bowl run against. He wins. He goes 3 for 3 on the road before heading out to Glendale. 213 wins and 60 losses. Let's see, that's Tom Brady. It's David Tyree that equals 50. Tom Brady had a total of 56 touchdowns that year. 50 during the regular season and then 56 in the postseason. America equals 50 when we talk about the New England Patriots. When we talk about the Super Bowl, Tom Coughlin equals 56. You know, his team shutting down Tom Brady. Tom Brady only throws 56 touchdowns. This was a scripted giant upset. New York over New England. Let's type in the initials of New York. NY equals 39. It's Arizona, that's 39. Notice how AZ lines up with Elijah equaling 27. A very biblical David versus Goliath theme in this Super Bowl. David Tyree catch. Spygate. He had everything this game. David versus Goliath. Over at the Cardinals Stadium. It's 81 in what we have talked about before. At the beginning of the video. And of course, I'm going to link this there. I'm going to try to find the link of Jerry Reese saying that without Strahan, we're going to win the Super Bowl. The Giants began the year 0-2. They went 14-4 the rest of the way. 18 games after starting 0-2, the Giants were world champions. 14 wins and 4 losses. Just in order. Mark of the Beast equal 44. We talk about 14-4. It has a lot of occultic meaning here. Let's go to the 2007 New York Giants. How many road games did they win? You know, they had a win on the road that year. Road Warriors really was what the Giants were that year. The Road Warriors as Dematria of 84, winning the Super Bowl over at Arizona. Once again, another 84 reference here. We talk about the Spygate scandal or cheating with the Patriots. Cheating equals 40. The Giants beat them after this Spygate news came out. The Spygate scandal equals 63. David versus Goliath is 63. I mean, you guessed it. Elijah Manning, 63. The Spygate scandal is 63. Cheaters, losing on the 34th day. I mean, can't get any more scripted than this is. I tried to make this video as perfect as can be. How many road games did the Giants win that year? I have to go check here. 1, 2. I don't know if I can count Wembley. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 10 if you include Wembley. That's 10 games that they won away from Giants Stadium when you don't include the Super Bowl, when you include the game over at Wembley. 6-2 start. They flounder the rest of the way. It's Arizona that equals 84. They were 8-4 at one point during that season. This close to beating the New England Patriots. Paved the way for a really scripted Super Bowl run. Notice how December the 29th adds up to the Super Bowl gematria of 41. Super Bowl equals 41. 36 days later, after December the 29th, 2 days left in the year. February the 3rd being the 34th day. 36 days later, the Giants won the Super Bowl with Manning. And I will conclude this edition of Gematria, the world history, sports, Gematria, sports, and world history here.